So, just to start, what is your name?
My name's Carol.
And who's your little?
Darlene.
Darlene. Now if you open up the envelope, I have a question for you if you pull out what's inside. This is a picture. So, tell me about the first time that you met your little.
The first time I met my little, I remember she was very quiet. I went to her house and I met her family, and we just hung out and we ate some food. That's pretty much it.
What were your first impressions of Darlene?
I remember her being very sweet, and she reminded me of myself in a way, because she was very shy and didn't open up fast.
Yeah.
But, no, she was just adorable. Little 8-year-old. And I really like thinking about it. She's grown up so much since then.
What is your favorite memory with her?
I don't feel like I have one set memory, but just like getting ice cream with her every time we're together, just because that's our thing. And I know she loves doing it. And we just talk and she tells me about her life. And it's like the best memories I can think of.
And then tell me one thing that you've learned from her from your time being matched with Darlene.
I think I really learned just in terms of dealing with people in general, like working with them and building a relationship really shows how someone can open up, even if it takes a while. But I've learned to just kind of persevere and continue working on it.
And then, as you obviously already know, you're graduating soon. Do you have a message that you want to tell Darlene?
I just want to say that I'm so thankful for the past 4 years, and I feel like she's really helped me grow as a person the past, like, my whole college career, and she was the best little sister I could ask for.
That's it. Just to start, introduce yourself. What is your name?
I'm Samantha Hodge.
Who is your little?
I'm Angie's big. Angie Santiago.
And now, if you open up that envelope right there and take out what's inside.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Whoa. This is like 4 years ago, or 3 years ago. This is when I went to her house and I met her for the first time, and she had blue hair, or she wanted blue hair.
So can you tell me a little bit about that time?
Yeah. I remember meeting Angie for the first time when I went to her house. I met her family. I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I had never been a big before, and I was surprised at how awesome she was and how good we got along, how similar we were, and I started to really love our relationship.
What were your first impressions of her? When you met?
I was like, holy smoke, she looks like me. She looks like me when I was like 10 or 11. And I was just surprised at how she was like, oh yeah, my favorite color is blue. And I'm like, whoa, my favorite color is blue. And all these things we just started talking about, we had so many similarities. So yeah, I was just surprised at that instant connection.
That's awesome. And so then, what is your favorite memory with her?
Whoa. Favorite memory. Well, we've had a lot of awesome memories. There's so many, I don't even know where to start. I feel like one of my favorite memories, which we have promised that we're going to do again, maybe at this last event, is that one time, it was like one of our first years, it was my sophomore year, so it was our first year together. We went up to Lions after, and we went in a music room, and we just started singing and playing piano and just kind of acting crazy and dancing around the music room, and it was really fun because I felt like that was our first time where we really connected and just kind of were able to be our crazy selves and not care what other people were thinking, and yeah, it was awesome.
And then tell me one thing that you've learned from her.
One thing that I've learned from Angie. I can make a book out of all the things I've learned from Angie. There's so much stuff. I'm trying to word it well. just, I guess, always be outgoing and smiling, and even when things are tough and you face challenges in school with friends and people, just kind of have that smile on your face and like stay strong. And Angie's one of the strongest little girls I know, much stronger than me when I was her age. But yeah, so just always have that smile even if things are going rough, because that smile will just take you to where you want to be. Yeah.
And as you know, you're graduating from college
Yes.
very soon. Is there a message that you want to tell her right now?
I guess just, like, don't forget, I guess, that what we had was great, and even if you continue the program with someone else, or if you don't, like, no matter what, I'm still always going to be your big sister, and you can still text me, snap me, call me up whenever you want. And even if I'm not in Boston, if I'm in Texas or back in Ecuador or like anywhere in the 50 states or in the country or in the world, I'm still going to be your big sister, so just call me up whenever. Yeah. I miss you. I love you.
Go ahead.
I'm David, and my little is Danny.
Okay. And after looking at this picture, these two pictures, I want you to tell me about the day you met Danny.
Okay, so this day, it was a sunny day, remember that? Wasn't really sure like what to expect. It's like a new experience, like meeting, you know, a little brother. I had no idea if it was gonna be like awkward or like weird. But it honestly was like really like, it was really cool, I think. The first day I met him.
What were your first impressions of him?
My first impression, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this guy. Like, he seems like he was immediately, you know, like already like talkative. Well, actually, I don't want to say talkative, but like, he felt comfortable, not too awkward like I thought it was gonna be. And yeah, I don't know, I knew it was gonna be a good time, and from the start, it was always a good time and always easy to, you know, like talk to Danny or just to like plan things to do, like to hang out when he was here.
What's your favorite memory of the time you spent with Danny?
The time I spent with Danny, wow, 4 years and I think of one memory. I mean, I'm always gonna say this. I think it was like either sophomore, junior year, or we were playing racquetball, and then we were just like doing our own thing. And then one time, like we were just playing, we were so tired, and then we just put our rackets down, and all of a sudden just Danny comes and hugs me and just like holds the hug for like 10 seconds. And I was just like, and there's like no words spoken, it was just like speaking through the hug. So it was unexpected and really powerful.
Okay. Tell me one thing you've learned from Danny.
The thing I learned from Danny, well, he's a social person. He's easy to, like, it's easy for him to interact with people, and he's always trying to, you know, be happy and try to make the best of things, which I really enjoy about him. Cause it's like, I know, like I wasn't like that when I was his age. I was like trying to like be antisocial, so that's good.
All right, so you're graduating this year. Do you have a message you want to say to Danny?
My message is, Danny, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. You're growing up so fast. Just like always have that smile on your face. Always, you know, be like the life of the party. You know, you always come with all your energy. Never lose your energy. Always be optimistic. And good luck with anything.
What is your name and what is your little's name?
My name is Peter Sidney, and my little is Lamar Smith.
Tell me about the first time you met your little.
First time I met my little, I went to his house. That's where I met him for the first time, and he was a little shy, but I got to meet him and meet all of his cousins. And right away, his little cousins were all like, "Oh, is this your big brother?" Which kind of like, you know, made it seem real, like right from the get-go. I think we clicked. I think both of us are kind of shy when you first meet us, but once you actually like get to know us, he's definitely like broken out of his shell. and we've become really close like over these past 4 years.
Awesome. What is your favorite memory of spending time with Lamar?
It's a hard question. Favorite memory? I love the times that we go to the alumni football field. Those are a lot of fun. I know he has a lot of fun with those. I had a good memory with him a couple weeks ago when we went and played racquetball together, and he beat me, and he loved that. I love the time he opened up. It talked about how he had been opening up earlier this year. I'm just saying how like he was nervous when he first met me, and now he can talk about like things like how he like wears socks when he sleeps, stuff like that. Just like silly things that like he can actually like tell me now and is like not uncomfortable to talk to me about.
What's one thing you've learned from Lamar?
I would say he's very selfless. He's definitely like a very well-behaved, very kind-hearted kid. He doesn't really act up. He's very respectful. And a lot of the times, you know, I'll be like, oh, what do you want to do? And he'll be like, no, I want you to choose. Like, I always choose. Like, I really want you to decide what we're doing today. And there's always like a little thing because I want him to choose, you know what I mean? But he's definitely taught me, like, put other people before yourself.
As you know, you're graduating soon. Do you have a final message you'd like to say to Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar, it's been an awesome 4 years. I've gotten to know you very well, and I definitely think of you as my actual little brother. Very comfortable with you, and I have a lot of fun with you, and I know that even though I'm graduating and leaving, like, we'll be lifelong friends, so. Love you, Lamar.
What is your name and who is your little?
My name is Elise and my little is Jonna.
Tell me about the first time you met your little. Take a look at the photo that's in front of you.
Oh, this was at the Halloween party, freshman year, and I remember meeting Jonna at her house, and I remember going through the list of questions that you get right at the beginning, and we were like, yeah, our favorite color is purple, and I was really excited because she was the same age as my actual little sister, so I thought we were going to have a special bond because of that.
What is your favorite memory of spending time with Jonna?
Oh, We've had a lot of good times over the past 4 years. I love playing basketball, even though I'm terrible, and then she gets to make fun of me because I can't make baskets at all, and she's good at it. Or anytime when she says, yeah, look at my little sister, and she puts her arm around me because I'm shorter than her.
What is one thing you've learned from Jonna?
I've learned to be patient and to go along with the ride. You never know what each day is going to be or what event is going to happen, what she's going to tell me, but each day is an enjoyable experience with her, and through that patience and just enjoying the time, we've really grown together.
As you know, you're graduating in a few weeks. Do you have a message you'd want to leave with Jonna?
Jonna, congratulations on getting into BC and UMass. And I hope that you're able to take what you've learned from BC Bigs here at BC and be able to give that to a new little sister when you are able to have a little sister. So bring your passion and funniness to her, and you guys are going to have a great relationship.
Okay. So what is your name and who is your little?
I'm AJ Hernandez and my little is Dalen.
Okay, so I'm going to give you these pictures. Okay, this is from the first time you guys met.
Okay.
Alright, so take a look at those. So tell me about the first time you met your little. What were your first impressions of him?
Oh my god, I don't even know. I remember I was like super nervous. I didn't really know like what to this is like the first thing I got involved in at BC. I like had no idea what to expect of him or like the program, but I just remember like he was super shy, which like at first was like not like I was super shy, so it was like I was kind of hoping for something a little bit different, but But like 5 minutes later, he started running around the house, like showing me his toys and like showing me his video games, and like his energy was off the wall. Yeah, and I think like we hit it off right away. Like I think like it was pretty clear like that the match team did an excellent job like putting us together. Like I think, like I said, the matches are pretty spot on, and I think like we got along from the very beginning. I think it just was like the awkward like first interaction, but once we got past that, it was like it's totally fine, and like it's been a blast.
Awesome. Okay. So over these 4 years, what is your favorite memory of spending time with your little?
Oh, that's so hard. Favorite memory. I don't know. This is so hard. I don't know if it's like it's like just the one that like kind of stands out the most, and I think it's just because it like totally is his personality. It's like him just being such a kid, but him also just like he just like is so carefree and like doesn't always think about things like in the most endearing way possible. It's like the very first holiday event we had, he like showed up super late, but like showed up with his friend, like his neighbor. He like brought his neighbor along, and like when he got there, like came up to me, was like, "This is my friend JD. Can he come?" And like I was kind of like, well, yeah, like cool. And I don't know. It was just like he was just like so happy to have his friend there, and like still talks about him all the time, and like always asks like when he can come back. But like he was just like so pumped that like his friend was there, and like his friend got to hang out with us, and like I could tell he was like really excited to like show me off to his friend, and like thought it was like so cool that he was part of this program. And I think it's just like that's probably my like when people ask me like my favorite thing, I think that's like the moment where I was like, because it'd been like a semester at that point, but I think that was the point I was like, yeah, okay, like this is actually pretty cool. Like he loves it, I love it. Like this is gonna be great.
Very cool. Okay. So tell me one thing you have learned from your little.
That's really easy. I think like he is like he's such a kid, but like I tend to get really stressed out, and like I'm involved in like a bunch of stuff here on campus, and like I think the one thing he always reminds me every time he comes to campus is just like to not care so much and just like have fun. Like he gets here and he's so excited and has like the biggest smile on his face like no matter what, and like for 3 hours I know that like I can just like have fun and like be a kid for 3 hours and not like have to care or worry about anything. And I think like that's the biggest takeaway, is just like how much of a kid he is, and like how much he reminds me that it's okay to be a kid even though I'm 22 years old and I'm about to graduate from college. Yeah,
so you are graduating from college in the near future, so do you have a message you'd want to say directly to your little?
I think just like thank you for 4 years of fun. This is like easily the most rewarding thing I've been involved with at BC. Like Dalen's been like one of the very few things that have been constant all 4 years, and I always know that like when every other Saturday comes along, like he's gonna be there with a smile on his face, like super excited to see me, which always feels great, and I'm always excited to see him. So I guess just like thank you. Like I can't say thank you enough, but like I mean it from the bottom of my heart. This has been like an experience of a lifetime, and I'm really, really, really happy that I did it.
Sweet. There you go. Okay. So, what is your name and who is your little?
My name is Sabrina Flynn-Wiley, and my little is Denari Silvestre.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this picture.
Okay.
This is of you guys when you first met.
Oh my God.
So, could you just tell me about the first time you guys met? And what was your first impression of her?
Oh my God.
It's a funny picture, right?
Oh my God, she looks so little. Oh. So I first met her, I think this is from our first event actually, and I met her at her house like a couple weeks before that. I think my first impression of her was like how obviously like really smart and intelligent she was. She was pretty shy, and she'll own that, I think. Yeah, that's my first impression, that like I could tell she was really excited for the match, even though she was like a little bit nervous.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so over these past 4 years, what is your favorite memory of spending time with your little?
I think I have one specific favorite memory, but just like looking back and like thinking about the beginning, we were pretty nervous around each other and kind of like always on our best behavior and like not wanting to say anything wrong or anything or offend the other one. And now, and I like see that in the new matches when I look at them, they're like always like really cautious around each other. And now she and I just sass each other like back and forth. Like she'll tell me like, you're being lazy, you're being too tough. Like, what's wrong with you? And I'll say the same thing back to her. And I feel like we can joke about anything. So yeah, like I think that's just my favorite part. Like getting, like she feels like my sister now. I can like tease her and give her this hard time if I want to, and she knows I love her.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, she's got a little Coach bag in there. Look at her. Sorry.
All right. So tell me one thing you've learned from your little.
One thing I've learned from you. I think like being like it's. I'm trying to think how to word this. I think I've like learned like how important it is to try new things, because I think in the like events we've done, she like I've like made her do a lot of things she probably doesn't want to, like if you ask her about the rugby game we went to where we saw somebody have a seizure and then we put in an ambulance, like how important it is to have an open mind. And she's like really taught me that even if she doesn't want to do something, she's always like kind of like it's like, all right, if Rita wants me to, I'll try it, I'll do my best. And I think sometimes I am like don't want to try new things, but she's really taught me like how important it is just like stick with it and have an open mind, and I promise I'll never take her to a rugby game again. Yeah.
Okay, so your last question. So as you know, you're graduating from college pretty soon.
Yep.
Do you have a message you want to say directly to your little?
Oh God. It's just that I'm so grateful for the past 4 years, and I feel like my involvement with Big Brothers Big Sisters has really defined my time here, and I'm so grateful for like being part of a relationship that's been really consistent and a lot of things change, you know, I think from going from 18 years old to 22 years old, and she's been like one constant through that, and I really appreciate that. And she's never made me doubt that like she loves me and cares about me and values our relationship, and I hope she feels the same way about me. So yeah, I'm gonna miss her, and I can't believe I'm gonna live 3,000 miles away from her, and it makes me want to die. But yeah, look how far we've come. Oh my God. Yeah.
All right, can you tell me what your name is and who your little is?
Okay, so I'm Bria, and my little is Unique.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Tell me about the first time you met your little, and what were your first impressions of her? And I'm gonna give you this nifty little gift to look at. Flashback.
Oh my goodness, she was such a baby.
I know, she's so cute.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe this is 4 years. Oh, sorry, I can't. The first time I met Unique was when we went to her house in Franklin Field. It was the, like, you know, big sister, little sister meetup thing to, I guess, see if we were compatible, you know, just figure out who we were.
Yep.
And my first thoughts was, like, I was terrified. I was like, oh my goodness, this little girl, I think she was 8. It was like, and I'm a freshman in college. It was like, this is so new. Granted, you know, I have a little sister, but we're only 4 years apart. So it was like, is she gonna like me? Like, am I gonna like her? Are we gonna have struggles? And I don't know, my first impression of her, she was she was so cute. And it was just like, I was like, this is a great kid. We had like things in common, like favorite colors, and I don't know, we kind of clicked. Granted, it wasn't the miraculous thing that we all like to think it would be, but it was good.
That's good. Aw, so sweet. What's your favorite memory of spending time with your little?
Ooh.
And one from your, like, just in general, and one from the program.
In general, like, do you mean just like things that we do?
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry. So what's your favorite memory spending time with your little, and what's your favorite memory from the program?
Okay, so my favorite memories spending time with Unique was when Voices hosted the event for Bigs, just because like she was with me and we were both like leading it, and she had so much fun like during the games, you know, controlling when everyone did it. And it was like, it was so great being able to see her in that light, because sometimes she acts shy when she really isn't, and she wants to like hide behind me or act like she doesn't really want to do something when she does. But I felt like once she broke out of that, she like took charge and she was actually, you know, leading it. It was just so great seeing her with me. And it was just such a great event too, her getting to see, you know, something else that I do on campus that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then my favorite memory in the program. Ooh, I would say, well, it's kind of another memory of unique.
Yeah.
But definitely the first time we went rock climbing, freshman year, just because one, she was so little, and two, she'd never done it before. And I had never done it before. And it was just like, we were both like, But, like, it took some coaxing to get her to actually, like, go up on the walls. Because, like, I mean, it's frightening to be up that high, especially, like, it was so scary. Like, after, like, she mustered the courage, that was one of my, like, favorite moments, to see her actually go up to the top of the wall, even though she was so terrified, because, like, you know, she faced her fear, and it was just, like, it was great for me, because I felt as if I helped her face that fear, and now she's doing things that she's never done before.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yep, I got this.
That's awesome. That sounds like a really good, like, bonding moment for you guys. Okay, so tell me one thing you've learned from your little.
Ooh. Sorry, I gotta think about this, so you might want to pause it.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. One thing that I've learned from my little. Alright, we can go.
Okay.
So one thing that I learned from my little is being more spontaneous. Just because we'll be doing one activity and then immediately we're doing something else. And it's like you have to be able to keep up. Because like she has so much energy and she's so like sassy. It's so great. But it's definitely, I had to learn to make quick turns really fast. It's like we'll be coloring and then next we're like throwing the ball. And it's just, and I think it's just because like, you know, she was so young and so much energy and so impatient. That's another thing. Cause like, yeah. Being able to one, keep up with her and then two, to like be patient that you're doing a lot of just random things at a time.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so as you know, you're graduating from college in the near future.
Yeah.
I know. Do you have a message you want to say directly to Unique?
Yeah. So, even though I'm graduating, and I know that's like it's so sad to even think about, just because we've been together for 4 years, 4 amazing years, and it's hard for that to come to a close. Especially when, you know, when we started this, we would think, oh, we have so much time. We're going to, you know, be together forever. But, you know, there's an end to every chapter. And, you know, we're fastly approaching ours, unfortunately. And, you know, and I want you to know that it's hard for me just as hard as it is for you. So, like, I don't want you to think that, you know, I'm just off and, you know, a new place. But like I'm really going to miss you. I'm gonna miss the Saturdays that we spend together. You know, seeing you bobbing up and down as you run through the doors. You know, having those lunch talks that we always have with Shanae and Sabrina and, you know, Danaris and Kyla. And also just, I want you to keep trying new things. And, you know, it's okay to be afraid of new things and new experiences, but as long as you know, acknowledge that fear and like push through it so that you're continuing to, you know, grow. And also, you know, keep making these relationships with other people. I don't have to be the last person. You know, you can find another amazing person like me, who, because you're so amazing. And I love you, and I will always love you.
Hello. Can you tell me your name and your little's name?
My name's Elliot Simmons-Euban, and my little's name is Alexis Mason.
Tell me about the first time you met Alexis. You can actually look at the photo I gave you.
First time I met Alexis, I was actually pretty nervous. I was kind of coming my first year into college, and I didn't really know what to expect, meeting a 11-year-old. And then kind of after I met him, I realized that it might be like a slow start. He's pretty shy. We kind of like hit it off, and like he liked basketball, I like basketball, and then like we say he kind of liked art, but it's kind of like not really true anymore. But yeah, like I mean, 4 years ago, you know, we both look completely different. Like my face has like changed, his face has changed. Like it's gotten longer, older, and he's definitely stronger than I am now.
What's your favorite memory of spending time with Alexis?
I mean, there's a lot of great memories, but definitely there's two that stick out for me. First time we went rock climbing, he like was kind of afraid of heights a little bit, so like he didn't want to go up the wall. So when someone else was belaying him, I kind of like helped him with his foot to get up a little rock. Kind of built our trust really there. And then also his first time ice skating, he didn't know how to skate before. So definitely taking that big step in his life is really cool.
What is one thing you've learned from Alexis?
Life isn't perfect. It's a roller coaster ride, even with mentorship or just friendship. You know, nothing can ever go perfectly. There's no right way of doing something, and you always have to find an alternative or kind of meet at the same place.
So you know you're graduating soon. Do you have a final message you'd like to say?
I would say don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Just stay to your heart, stay with your gut, and just kind of push for excellence.
Thank you. What is your name and what is your little's name?
Okay, my name is Fabiani, most likely known as Bobby. My little is Nikila, and I call her Kiki because that's what she likes.
Tell me about the first time you met her.
First time I met her. It was funny because, so Erin picked me up at BC and she drove me to her house. And we got there and I was really nervous. So as a, freshman, you're just like, God, meeting another girl. And she was 15 at the time, so I was really scared because I'm like, she's 15 years old. Like, I remember when I was 15, like, I would not take this lightly if someone was just coming into my house. So I got there, and she was really quiet, so I felt kind of bad because I felt like I wasn't doing the most I could. And then after the whole introduction thing and everybody kind of just, like, did their thing, Erin was like, you guys can have free time now. So then we went outside, and we're sitting on her porch, and it was really funny because I felt like everything just changed at that moment because she kind of just, like, started talking to me, and I felt like right away, she kind of left her comfort zone and kind of gave me a little bit of herself, which I really appreciated, and it was nice. And from that moment, I was like, this is going to be good. Like, I was no longer scared because I felt like things were going to be good.
What is your favorite memory of spending time with your little?
My favorite memory? I think, I don't have a specific one, but I think my favorite moments with her are when we're just sitting around talking, and she's kind of just telling me about how her week went or things are going on with her life. I really appreciate when she does that because not a lot of 15-year-olds are so open about the things they're doing, especially when it comes to, like, I guess boys and, like, your social life. And for her to trust me in that way and kind of just let me into her life, I really appreciate that. So it really feels good when she opens up to me.
Tell me one thing you've learned from your little.
One thing. I think for her is to always love yourself. I think this is funny because I feel like I should have been teaching her that, but every time she comes, whenever I'm, like, feeling bad about, I don't know, my hair or, like, whatever, if I had a bad week, she always just makes me feel so good, and she'll be like, oh my God, I want your hair, or something like that. Just, like, little comments she makes that just kind of uplift me and, make me appreciate the little things that I think I should be teaching her, but I think she teaches me a lot more of that.
As you know, you're graduating soon. Yay! Do you have a final message you'd like to say?
Final message. I think I want to tell her that she's an amazing girl. I know things are tough. At this age, everything is tough. I was there. But it does get better. And don't forget that being independent is the most important thing because you never have to depend on anyone, and you can do whatever you want. So please remember that in order for you to get there, you have to work hard, and I know work ethic is an important thing to you, but as long as you keep doing what you're doing, I think everything's going to be okay. And don't forget that school is important. I know you don't think about that a lot, but it has helped me get to where I am, and I think it will help you get so much further if you keep going.
Hello. Can you tell me your name and your little's name?
I'm Justin Pano, my little Save Figaro.
Tell me about the first time you met your little. Look at the photo there.
The first time we met, I remember Terry drove us to his house to meet him and his brother because there were two of us matched. And one thing I remember most is that he was really shy at first, and I was kind of nervous about that, but he got comfortable with me very fast, and he opened up really, really quickly. And it's been great ever since. But no, I still remember that first night. And I mean, I was nervous going into it also, but as the night went on, he took me to his room and we played with his toys and whatever, and it just moved on from there.
Can you believe that photo in front of you?
I know. He's gotten so big.
So what is your favorite memory of Zave?
It's really hard to pick just one, but a couple I really enjoyed were whenever we go ice skating, just every year trying to convince him to get out on the ice because he doesn't want to try because he's afraid to fall. But I always try getting him out there for at least a little bit, and it's always a battle every year. There's just so many other great times we've had over the years. We had Thanksgiving dinner at Chipotle this past year together, and that was really fun, walking around Cleveland Circle together and just kind of hanging out with him. Just every week's a new adventure, and it's always great.
What is one thing you've learned from Zave?
I mean, I definitely learned a little bit of patience in working with him and kind of understanding where he's coming from in a lot of different situations where he may be being difficult one day, but like just putting myself in his shoes and kind of getting a little bit of perspective and patience and working with him and dealing with him, and then also just building a relationship. I really learned way more than I thought I would have from him at the start.
So you know you're graduating soon, right? Do you have a final message you'd like to leave with Zave?
I just want to tell him that I'm always going to be his big brother, and I'm always going to be there for him. I'm never going to forget about the times we've had together, and I can't wait to move forward and still keep in touch and see him whenever I can, and hang out. Still moving forward, always going to be there for him.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
All right. So first off, what's your name? What's your little's name?
My name's Sarah, and my little's name is Nijamari.
Here are two pictures from the first time you guys met. Can you tell me about the first time you met, and what were your impressions, how you felt that day?
Yeah, so when I first met her, she was really shy, and we were in the house together, and it was really fun to just like ask her what she liked to do and stuff. And then the first day on campus was really cool because she was so excited to see me again. We were running around, and I had her on my back, and we were just piggyback, like going all around campus, and it was just really cute. What was the next question?
What's your favorite memory spending time with your little at BC?
So my little has a lot of spunk, so I enjoy just running around campus with her. So a lot of my good memories have just been, you know, exploring with her, and she's really adventurous, and we race up and down the $1 Million Stairs. But also I like the quieter side of her too. We enjoy doing arts and crafts together. So one of the favorite things that I did this year was we actually sewed these little stuffed animal bears together, which was really cute. And she just enjoyed sewing, and I got to teach her a lot of things. So that was just fun to spend that time together.
Tell me one thing you've learned from your time with your little.
I'd have to say probably just to enjoy the moment. She's really good at living in the moment and just seizing the day like to the fullest, and everything we do, she just enjoys it. So I think just she's taught me to enjoy each second we get together, even if it's a little bit each day. So.
All right, and then last one here is, as you know, we're graduating soon. Do you have a message you want to say directly to your little before you leave?
Yeah, I've just enjoyed spending the past 3 years with her. I really have enjoyed the relationship that we've been able to grow together with, and I look forward to continuing our relationship in the future, and just know that I always care about her and will always be there for her. So.
Okay. Hi. Tell me your name and who your little is.
My name is Allison. My little is Nazariah.
All right, so tell me about the first time you met your little, and what were your first impressions of Nazariah? And I'm going to give you this little memento to look at.
So the first time I met Nazariah, she was pretty shy, but we went outside and we talked a little bit about like what she wanted to do at BC. She seemed pretty excited about doing a lot of different things. So it was just exciting to be starting something new with her.
Okay, so what's your favorite memory of spending time with Nazariah, and what's your favorite memory from this program?
My favorite time spending Nazariah was probably when we hung out over the summer, because we kind of got to do our own thing, and we did a lot of different things. So we went to the movies, and we played outside and got ice cream and stuff, so that was really fun. And in the program, I guess it's just really fun when, like, at the end of the day when we're all just hanging out, just doing like silly stuff and playing games, just running around. I don't know. That's it.
Okay, so tell me one thing you've learned from Nazariah.
Sometimes I can be pretty shy, but Nazariah really knows how to speak her mind and let you know either when something's good or bad, which is something that I have trouble doing. So I think that's something I can learn from her.
And as you know, you're graduating from college in the very near future. Do you have a message you want to say directly to Nazariah?
Well, I'll miss being your big, but I'll still be your big, and we can still talk on the phone all the time. And you're very determined. I know that will bring you very far in life.
What is your name and what's your little's name?
My name is Jess. My little's name is Sawadatu.
Can you tell me about the first time you met Sawadatu?
So I met her, it was my sophomore year, and I met her at her house, and I remember she was doing her hair when I came in, and I remember we went into her kitchen just to, like, chat and get to know each other, and all I could think of was, like, this is the smartest 6th grader I've ever met in my entire life. I was just so, like, blown away by everything she was telling me, how dedicated she was to school, how she was, like, how involved she was in tennis and all of, like, her after-school activities. And I was just, like, so excited to be able to get to know her more.
Yeah. So I gave you a picture there. What were your first impressions when you first met her?
I remember at first I thought she was a little shy, a little quiet, and then the more we got to know each other, she really, like, came out of her shell, and she really is just, like, so excited about everything. She's so enthusiastic about everything. You're not quiet, Swatu. I'm sorry, I found that out quickly.
Very true. Very true.
And I just remember, I think this was our first thing. We went on a scavenger hunt, and we got to know Camp Slot. We ran up the $1 Million Stairs like 4 times. It was the best workout I think I had all year.
Oh my god. I love it. Love it. So what's your favorite memory of spending time with Sawadatu?
There's so many. I think, like, a really kind of, like, monumental moment we had was our first time we went rock climbing, because she was afraid of heights, and I was not really so excited about heights either. So I think and I was belaying people, so I think it was just, like, a really good experience for us both to kind of, like, be in situations we were not comfortable with. And I remember she was really scared at first, but she climbed a wall, and she went straight to the top, no issues, no fear. Everyone was like, oh my god, like, I can't believe, like, how fast she went up that wall. And I was like, I know, she's awesome. And this year she climbed, like, 4, and everyone was like, oh my god, like, you should do this, like, for fun. So I think that was, like, a really cool time.
What is one thing you've learned from Sawadatu?
Oh, a lot. I think she's so passionate about everything she does, and she's so, like, she thinks about everything. Like, she doesn't just do something to do it. Like, she, like, is so determined and motivated, and she's just, like, inspired me to, like, try to achieve so much more and, like, be better and be a better person.
Yeah.
Just, like, she has so many dreams and aspirations that I know she's going to accomplish, and she is always so, like, driven towards them. And she's taught me how to kind of, like, put myself out there a little bit more. Be brave. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. As you know, you're graduating soon.
Yeah.
Do you have a final message you'd like to say to Sawadatu?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, boy.
It's okay.
So,
I came to BC with one sister. I didn't think I'd get to leave with two. And, sorry, swallow too. The past 3 years with you have been so much fun, and every Saturday I look forward to hanging out with you. It's like, oh, I get to go hang out with my sister, like, and I think we just have so much fun. We can sit and drink hot chocolate and have so much fun. Like, it doesn't have to be anything, like, extravagant, and know that I appreciate everything you've taught me, and even if you beat me in tennis a lot, which I know you'll continue to do, and even though I'm graduating, I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be your big, even though I'm not going to be at BC, and I want you to keep up with the program and continue to show everyone how awesome and spontaneous and motivated you are, and you are going to go so far. I know you are, and I can't wait to meet you. Yeah. Love you.
Alright, so what is your name and who is your little?
My name is Juan Colon and my little is Joshua Rivera.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a picture, okay? This is from when you guys first met. You got 2 pictures there.
Wow.
Take a look it up.
Yeah.
Alright, so can you tell me about the first time you met your little and what were your first impressions of him?
When I first met Josh, it was at his house. A little picture there. And right away, I just noticed how energetic and how outgoing and outspoken he was. Right away, I just knew, like, all right, I'm gonna have a lot of fun, and it's gonna be a great time with Josh. Look at how little he was. He was like, tiny little kid, and just looking at these pictures remind me of how much he's grown, both physically and mentally. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, what is your favorite memory of spending time with your little?
Favorite memory of spending time with my little? Honestly, I can't say I have a favorite memory. Like, every time I spend time with Josh is my favorite time. Like, today I, looked forward to coming here and seeing Josh, and spending time with him. Specifically last week, we had a, really good conversation, really good time with one another. I wouldn't say I have a favorite memory, but all the memories are my favorite memory. If I had to pick one, honestly, I think the Celtics one was pretty fun. And rock climbing is always great, so we always have a good time, those two.
Cool. All right. Can you tell me one thing you've learned from your little?
Thing I've learned? One thing I've learned is, I guess, one thing I've learned to do because of my little is to sit down and listen and actually pay attention. Just be able to take in, whatever he's throwing at me, whether good or bad, and, really look for those words to I guess, encourage him and, motivate him and, the right words at that. So I'm always constantly thinking whenever he's talking and, to give him some good feedback, the best I could. So.
Awesome. Okay, so last question. As you know, you're graduating from college in the near future, so do you have a message you want to say directly to your little?
I'll see you again, brother. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Can you tell me your name and your little's name?
My name is Franny Tejeda. My little's name is Angel Ramirez.
Can you tell me about the first time you met your little?
Sure thing. The first time I met my little was sophomore year with Terry, and it was a very nervous time. I had been a little by myself before, and I know all the nerves. This time, meeting my little for the first time as a big, it's a very different experience. I was nervous up until the point when I got in the house and I met Christina, Angel's mother, and she was so nice and friendly. I remember Angel being very, very nervous. He wasn't very open, didn't really want to talk a lot in front of everyone, and I could relate exactly to that, especially remembering when I first met my big. But after we talked for a little bit, we got to know each other and what he liked, and it just became a friendship from there on.
Can you tell me your favorite memory to you when you're little?
My favorite memory happened over the summer. It was Angel's birthday, and he was coming back from boxing classes, so I gave him a ride back home, and he was telling me that he didn't have a cake, because they were gonna do a party later on in the week. So I bought him a cupcake, and right before I dropped him off, I gave him the cupcake, and he was so happy. He was just ecstatic, and he loved it. He actually ate it in the car. He was like, "Yeah, I don't want my mom to find out," but it was really nice to be able to just have him smile, especially for him.
What's the message you want to leave your little with?
Oh, just be yourself. Don't be nervous. Seeing the changes that he's gone through over the last 3 years and leaving that shy person behind and becoming someone that's very open and not scared to speak publicly, I'd say just be yourself. Don't be scared of anything, and just take a leap of faith. You never know what you can find.
So first off, what's your name and who's your little?
I'm Nick Santangelo. My little is Antoine.
Alright, and can you tell me about the first time you guys met? What your impressions were of him? And here's some pictures from the first day.
Yeah, so the first time we met, Antoine and his brother Jude were actually both being matched. Guyton is Jude's big brother. And Antoine was probably quiet and nervous for probably the only time since I've known him. Since that point, since the initial first 2 minutes we met, he's been outgoing and crazy, and I love that about him. And it's been pretty cool to think back on how he was nervous for that minute when we were first getting to know each other, but now the complete opposite ever since.
What's your favorite memory of spending time with Antoine?
So there's a lot of good memories. I think my favorite happened actually a couple weeks ago when I told Antoine I'd be staying in Boston and working at Big Brothers Big Sisters. The smile on his face was pretty awesome. It's something I'll probably never forget. The first thing he asked me to do was to go skydiving with him. So that's pretty much sums up Antoine.
What's one thing you've learned from Antoine over the years?
To try new things more. I know I'm supposed to be encouraging Antoine to try new things, but he's definitely put himself out there in a bunch of different things that we've done, and it's been cool to see how he's faced his fears, and it's made me want to face my fears on a bunch of different things.
And then just last off, I'm sure as you're aware, you're graduating soon. What message do you want to leave with Antoine before you go?
That you can always contact me whenever you want to talk about something. I know you always say you want to go play football and play basketball at BC. If you do, I'll be there supporting you. If you don't, I'll still be there supporting you in whatever you do. And yeah, just try your hardest and keep being the awesome person that you are.
What is your name and who is your little?
My name is Teresa, and my little is Caitlin.
All right, so tell me about the first time that you met your little. What were your first impressions of her?
My first impressions of Kaylin was, wow, this girl is stylish. She was so confident and energetic, just brought something different every time we met up on Saturdays. And I was just really impressed by her confidence, I think. I think that's what struck me the most.
What is your favorite memory of spending time with your little?
Favorite memory? I have to say one of my favorite memories would be my freshman year. We went and got fondue at the chocolate bar, and her and I just goofed around with it, got messy. We were taking pictures of each other, just being silly about it. And then afterwards we sat down and talked, and that was the first time that we had conversation about things other than small talk, because it was early in our match. And I think that's when I really was this is someone that not only am I going to have fun with, but I'm going to learn a lot about her. She's going to learn a lot about me, and we'll learn from each other.
What was one thing that you have learned from Kaylin?
One thing I've learned from her, I think, is just how important having someone support you is, and also just how reciprocal friendship is. Our match, sometimes she's not confident doing an activity, or I'm not confident doing an activity, and it takes one of us pushing the other person to do it, and challenging each other. And I think that just makes both of us better, and we end up having a lot of fun with it. And I think that's something I've definitely learned from being matched with Kaylin.
As you know, you are graduating from college in the near future. Do you have a message you want to say directly to your little?
Yes. So, Kaylin,
I hope that these 4 years have taught you something, and I want you to know that you are so confident and such an awesome person, and I've seen so many talents just come out of you, even when you don't see them, and I want you to know that anything you decide you want to do, you can do it, and you have the confidence to do it. And I hope that someday you want to be a big sister, and yeah.
What is your name and what's your little's name?
My name is Tara, and my little sister's name is Deja.
Can you tell me about the first time you met Deja?
Yes. I went to her house, and I met Deja and her mom, and I thought I was really lucky to have such a great little, because right off the bat she was really sweet, and we learned that we both love to color, and we both like pink and purple, so I thought it was going to be a perfect match. And I remember coming home and thinking that it had completely gone above my expectations of what a little was going to be. I kind of expected a mini-me, but Deja's completely her own person and better than any mini-me I could have hoped for.
What's your favorite memory of spending time with Deja?
Well, I remember freshman year, the event right after Easter. Another Big and I had planned an Easter egg hunt for our littles, and it culminated on top of the O'Connell house on the roof. And I remember a police officer came and told us to get off the roof, and I thought, oh my gosh, Aisha's going to be so mad at me. But it was such a great day being up there with our littles and just having fun. And thinking back, that was so long ago, and so much has changed since then, but I know that we can always still have fun when we're together. And since then, we have, I don't know how this started, but we started going to the pool in the Plex, and those are some of my favorite memories with Deja, because that's when Deja really just lets herself take chances, and it's awesome. I remember she dove off the diving board, and that was awesome. And I remember us sitting in the hot tub that's supposed to be for 13 plus. And those have been some of my favorite memories.
What is one thing you've learned from Deja?
I have learned so many things from Deja. One thing that I think about a lot is that I've learned how to be a big sister from her example and not from anything I've done. But watching Deja with Damien and Jason has been such a beautiful experience for me. I've never seen a big sister love her little brothers more than Deja does. She protects them like she's their mom. When Aisha's not here at BC, she will always look out for them. And another thing that I've been thinking about recently, watching Deja go through the advanced classes at her school and take the bus to her school and switch schools, I think I've learned from her what it is to be a good student, because I think that I'm a good student, but then I complain about my classes and I complain about professors, and it's actually Deja who, in spite of everything, is going the extra mile to choose the advanced classes and to make sure she gets to class, and who wants to volunteer for other classes. And that's been something really awesome to see.
As you know, you're graduating soon. Do you have a final message you'd like to say to Deja?
Yeah. I think something that's so special about Deja is how independent she is, and she can completely take care of herself. And that is such a special thing for someone so young. And Deja's been like that since she was 8. And what I want to tell Deja is that there are so many people who are here for you, including me, including your friends and family, including everyone in the Bigs community. And you don't have to do things by yourself. You can always lean on other people, because there are so many people who love and care for you. And I will always love and care for you, and I'll always be here for you.
What is your name and what's your little's name?
My name is John Scatino, and my little's name is JJ.
Tell me about the first time you met JJ.
Well, first time I met JJ, I was picked up at Boston College by Terry, and he gave me a drive out to their place. Terry was really hyping him up. He was telling me how he'd work with the family. You know, his little is JJ's cousin, so he's telling me how I was in for a huge treat and how awesome it would be because he already knew JJ, and we got to his house and found out everything he said was pretty true. I met JJ's whole family. We ate wings together, and then just me and JJ, we went out on the porch with our huge thing of celery that just came with the wings, and we both like celery, so we both started just eating this plain celery and just talking and hanging out, and I think we both felt it was a good fit after that. We were both, we were pretty comfortable with each other straight off, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. What's your favorite memory of spending time with JJ?
My favorite memory with JJ? Tough question. I'm gonna say my favorite memories probably, there was one day where we couldn't really think of what we wanted to do around campus, so we kind of just decided to chillax, and we're playing with these tennis balls sitting in the lounge. And then we started to we created our little own game, the tennis balls. First we saw if we could flip one ball at a time from each other, and then we tried doing two at a time, and then we wanted to see how many we could get in a row. And it was one of our more fun moments for me, because it was a day where, we weren't really doing much, but then just from being around each other, we came up with something fun to do, like out of nothing. So it was pretty cool.
What's one thing you've learned from JJ?
One thing I've learned from JJ. JJ, he's a very caring person. He's also he listens. He listens a lot, and JJ has just kind of taught me that the importance of being able to listen to people and making sure that you're always on the top of your game, honestly. Like JJ knows when to run ahead and go open the door for somebody, and he knows how to be a very caring and considerate person.
So as you know, you're graduating soon. Do you have a final message you'd like to say to JJ?
Yes. JJ, you're a super respectful, considerate, fun person. My only message with you is really keep doing what you're doing, but also I want you to feel free to be loud when you want to be and express yourself, and do loud things. Keep challenging yourself to do new things. The times, sometimes Big Brother's had events where you're like, I don't know about that, and sometimes you tried them and you honestly didn't like them, but sometimes you tried them and it was awesome. Like ceramics, we ended up having a great time on that pottery wheel, and so what I would say for you, JJ, is you're awesome the way you are, but keep pushing yourself to try new things and express yourself as much as you can.
Thank you. What is your name and what's your little's name?
My name is Tony Friscotti, and my little's name is Damon Turner.
Tell me about the first time you met your little. Look at the photo in front of you.
The first time I met Damon, I drove out to Franklin Field with Terry, and we went to his house, and I met him, his twin DeAndre, and his older brother Derek, as well as his little sister Jamila, who's now in the program. I think she was about 4 at the time, and she was a peanut. And Damon was just, I don't know, he asked me if I wanted to play Xbox with him, but I'm really bad at Xbox, so I didn't play with him. And it was just, I don't know, he was really quiet when I first met him, but I think I sort of knew that we were going to get along okay, because right at first he told me about how much he liked football, and I really like football, and one of our pictures he's doing the Heisman pose to me. So it's like, I think we knew we were going to get along from then on.
What's your favorite memory?
My favorite memory was probably, we went to Duxbury Beach 2 years ago during the summer, and I'm pretty terrible with directions. And this is back when I had a BlackBerry, not an iPhone, so we got like pretty miserably lost on the way back from there. I don't know which wrong turn we took or how many, but we took a few. And it was just pretty funny to see how he like reacted to it. He would like sort of make fun of me for getting lost, and I would like sort of give back to him a little bit. Yeah, but he was a really good sport about it, and it was just fun, like, because I get lost a lot, and he was like, it was funny experiencing with him because he had a really good attitude about the whole thing. He was just having fun just like I was. So I think that was a fun experience. And then, I mean, we made it to the beach. We had a lot of fun. We got some ice cream. So it was just, we got a great day out of it.
What's one thing you've learned from him?
I've learned, I think, patience from him the most. It was like, he definitely does his own thing, and it was sort of, it was frustrating when I first met him, and he gets so excited, he wants to do everything, and he doesn't, sometimes my like instructions or my heatings go the way of the wind, and like he doesn't listen to what I tell him, which can be frustrating. But I sort of got patient at him because I mean nothing about him not listening to me is like malicious. It's just because he gets so excited and he wants to do everything. So it really, I guess patience was the main thing I learned from him.
As you know, you're graduating soon. What's a final message you'd like to leave with him?
It's just been great watching you grow and develop as a young man. I remember in the first Christmas party, you wanted to get up in front of everybody, and then you were totally frozen, had nothing to say. Now at every event, you want to talk, and you're very outspoken. Your public speaking has improved tremendously. It's just been great watching you grow. Keep doing well at school, and I mean you'll do great things.
Tell me your name and your little's name.
Hello, my name is Gayatin. My little's name is Jude.
Tell me about the first time you met your little. I have a picture for you that you can look at to help you.
To help me remember, yeah. Well, essentially, I went to his house in Dorchester. He lives not too far from the Franklin Field projects, and he actually has another brother who's in the program. His name is Antoine, and his big is Nick, and we met for the first time. We ran around the block. He took me to his home. We were chilling at the kitchen table a little bit. And maybe this is where some of these pics come from. I was acting silly and running around. But it was a great time. I didn't know what to expect in the moment. He's definitely not the same person that's in this picture, but it's been a great 4 years.
Tell me your first impression of your little.
He was cool. He was a cool kid. He reminded me a lot of me. I call him my twin. And I didn't know specifically back then how the relationship would flourish, and I was nervous in taking on that role of big brother. I have two little sisters back at home, but I've never been a brother to a little boy. But I knew we were going to kick it off. We were the same silly, goofy people that we were 4 years ago, so it worked out well.
Okay, what's your favorite memory of your little from this program?
Yeah, so this is the hardest one. We have a lot of great memories, but I would say the best one would have to be when I took his parents around BC for the first time, and him and his little brother and his sisters and his parents, we were walking around campus, playing around in the quad. We went to the football stadium, Alumni Stadium, and we were just throwing footballs around. And his parents was like seeing us interact, and they were like kind of like a little bit emotional. So it was probably my best moment with you.
Tell me one thing that you've learned from your little.
Patience. There's a lot of conversation that happened between us. There's a lot of learning points in terms of learning to deal with his mechanisms and how he deals with certain situations, and it takes a lot of patience and a lot of active listening to see where his head is at for the point to get across and getting over those challenges.
Tell me a message that you want to leave your little with.
Jude, it's been a great ride for 4 years. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Stay in school. We always talk about school. Make sure the education is always there. Make sure you keep smiling. Make sure you stay out of trouble. You love your parents and you love yourself.
And who's your little?
My name is Liz, and my little is Michaela.
Tell me about the first time you met your little. What were your first impressions of him or her?
When I first met Michaela, in her home visit, she was super quiet and kind of shy, and she was the same way during our first event together, and so I thought that she was going to be like a really quiet girl, but she turned out to be really loud instead.
What is your favorite memory of spending time with your little, especially part of the BC Franklin Field program?
So one of my favorite memories was our first event together, just getting to know her because we spent a lot of one-on-one time that day. But I think that lately my favorite part has been getting lunch with her one-on-one because we talk about a lot of stuff that's going on in her life and how she's doing in school and stuff and about her friends. And it's been really nice to kind of get to know her in that way.
Tell me one thing you've learned from your little.
I've learned, Michaela's taught me the importance of enthusiasm and kind of just you get in what you put, or you get out what you put into something. So even if she's not loving an event that we're doing, she always makes an effort to just be there and try it and like make it the best it can be. So I've definitely learned that that's what you have to do in life because we always have a great time no matter what we're doing together. And then I think also she just really reminds me to be, she's a good role model for family. She reminds me to be, like, think of her family. She thinks of her siblings a lot and her mom, so that's nice.
As you know, you're a graduate from college in the near future. Do you have a message you want to say directly to your little?
I want to tell Michaela that I'll be there for her in the future, no matter what, if she wants me there, so hopefully I can see her again, but if not, I'll always keep in touch with her, and I know she's going to do great things because I can see it now with her awesome grades and the sports she plays. She's so great at all of them. I know she's going to be amazing at whatever she does, and I hope that I'm there to see it.
All right. What is your name and who is your little?
Hi, I'm Nilafar. My little is Naomi.
Tell me about the first time you met your little. What were your first impressions of him or her? And you can look at this photo.
So I remember before I even met Naomi, that everyone was just constantly telling me, how smart and mature she was for her age. I know our match was a little bit complicated. I was technically too far into my college career to be matched, and she was too old to be rematched. So we kind of got thrown together as this makeshift match, and it ended up being really amazing. When I actually did finally meet her, she was exactly the way everyone was painting her to be. She was very smart and mature and grown up, and it was just good to sit down and be able to talk to somebody like that.
So what is your favorite memory of spending time with your little, and especially from this program?
I don't think I have a specific one memory. We just always end up having really great conversations together. We tend to sort of separate from the group just because Naomi's a little older, so we go off and do our own thing. But just, we hang out and we have conversations about different everything, so that's good.
Tell me one thing you've learned from your little.
She's really helped me to stay focused and grounded. I know sometimes I'll come to her with the drama of the past 2 weeks sort of thing, and she really has a good head on her shoulders and helps me to remember that there's a bigger picture, and even though she's younger than I am, sometimes she'll remind me that it's not as crazy as it seems, so that's been helpful.
As you know, you're graduating from college in the near future. Do you have a message you want to say directly to your little?
Hopefully I'll see Naomi next year being in Boston, but I want to wish her the best of luck her freshman year next year, and just stay true to who you are. You're an amazing person, and you don't need to change who you are at all. Don't let peer pressure affect you in any way. Just stay true to your values, and you're going to do amazing. So, good luck.
What is your name and what's your little's name?
My name is Stephanie, and my little's name is Michael.
Tell me about the first time you met Michael.
The first time I met Michael was not actually at her house because, I don't think I did the house visit, but the first time was actually at the first event, so that was the first time that I met her.
What were your first impressions of her?
She was not as young as the other ones. I think she was 12, but she was definitely shy, but mature, I would say.
Yeah. What is your favorite memory spending time with Mikkel?
I would say my favorite memories are probably just the one-on-one time. I don't have like a particular event, but just over the 4 years, I would say that the small times that we spent together, whether it's like dancing in Stokes or, you know, or even just hanging out in Lower, those have been probably the most memorable times for me.
What's one thing you've learned from Michael?
Definitely, I would say patience, but more so being creative with our free time.
Yeah.
I would say I've definitely learned to make the most of, you know, the time that we have with each other, I guess.
So as you know, you're graduating really soon. What is the final message you'd like to say to Michael?
I would say that I'm so happy that I was her big sister these past 4 years, and I'm so proud of her. She's grown up so much, and hopefully one day she'll be a big sister, because I think she'll make a great one. So.
What is your name and what's your little's name?
I'm Susie, and my little's Ainsley.
Tell me about the first time you met Ainsley.
I remember I drove down to Franklin Field and I met her at her house, and I met her mom, who didn't speak any English, but it was very friendly and very welcoming, and her little sister, who I've seen over the years, and she was just so full of energy, like shy at first, and then I remember meeting Ainsley, and I felt like off the bat we had a lot in common based on like our families and like our roles within our families, but I was excited. It was like kind of a short little meeting, but I was excited to see her the next week.
Tell me about your favorite memory with Ainsley.
I think my favorite times were when we go swimming. Ainsley had never gone swimming before. She didn't know how to swim, but like, she still wanted to go back, and she just had such a desire to learn and want to learn something new and be good at it, and she wasn't afraid to fail, and for me that was like a huge inspiration.
What is one thing you've learned from Ainsley?
I'd say the biggest thing I learned from Ainsley was probably this year. It was the beginning of the semester in the fall, and I had a lot of interviews, and I was really worried about them and nervous, and I told Ainsley about it. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say when I get in there. I'm so nervous, and she told me, she's like, just smile. That's all you got to do. You just need to smile, and you'll be happy. So I think her reminding me that like you need to be positive even in the tough times or when you're nervous or things are stressful, it's just a really nice reminder.
And as you know, you're graduating soon. Do you have a final message you'd like to say to Ainsley?
Yeah, Ainsley, I've had such an awesome 4 years here at BC with you. I wouldn't have been the same, and I love you, Ainsley.